Hello dear student, I welcome you in the lecture series of Fundamentals of Data Structure. In today's class, we are going to cover the concept pointers to the function. What is the function pointer and how to use the pointers to the function? With some examples, we are going to conclude it. At the end of this session, I expect my student will be able to use the pointer to the function in their C programming and they can understand what is a function returning pointers, what is a pointer to the function, and how to do by the call by value and the call by references. For this concept, we are referring this reference book. So let me start with the function and pointers. We know that what is a function? Is right. The function is the collection of statements which do some specific operation. The function must be get called by someone else. So assume that we have wrote one addition of two numbers function, that is add function. Then add function is being called by main function. So while we are creating such a function, that time every function has its type and the memory address location into the memory. So with the help of this concept that the function has a type and function has the memory, means somewhere the function is being stored into that memory, with help of that location we can make a pointer to the function. How to declare a pointer to the function? So the syntax is type, we need to give the bracket to this star fptr, means fptr is a pointer to the function. For this, opening and closing bracket indicates a function. So what type of returning value? The returning value is type. If we see the example, that assume that we have a one function, that its name is double and then its type is double and the function name is function name, which take these two integer values. Now we want to make a pointer to this particular function. So this data type should be matched. So we are taking that fptr is a function. Fptr is a pointer, okay, which points to a someone function. So this is only the declaration of pointer to the function. So fptr is a pointer to the function whose return type is double. We want to make this fptr should points to this function name. So fptr is equal to function name. So this indicates that whatever the base address or whatever the address of the first instruction, that will be stored in fptr. This is regarding with this function. Now, how we are going to call this? So generally, in the function call, we are using that function name and we are passing the actual parameter values, right? But if we are using the function pointer, that time we need to write simply the function pointer should be preceded with your arguments. So this is the program which tells us that how we are using the function pointers in our program. Here you have observed that we are using a one function. The job of this function is simply it will display the value of a. This value of a will be passed by our calling function main. So here we want to make a function pointer which points to this function. So what type of function is returning? Void. So we are taking, there is a one funptr. So funptr is nothing but a one function pointer which points to some void type of data. And here we have done that it points to the address of function, means wherever we are using this, the base address or the first instruction of function is stored into the memory. So if you have observed, in this case the function ptr means a pointer to the function declaration and initialization on with the simultaneously. If we are getting confused, you can use the same thing. Void function ptr integer means what it take? Yes, it is taking some integer type of variable and it is returning void. So this function ptr is equal to address of func. So if we are going to call this function, so how we are going to do that? The function pointer, it should be preceded with our number of arguments. So if you have observed that if the function is the collection of statement, so you can omit this ampersand from here. So we can directly write funptr is equal to function name. This is another example where our sum is going to take two values and it is returning the addition of these two values. So what we need to do? We are expecting, instead of calling some function, we are going to call by using function pointer. Let we do. So for this reason, we need to declare a function pointer. I have given the name is f2p, that is function pointer name, that is pointer to that function. But it is returning type is what? Integer, because I expect my there should be the return type of integer, and it is taking the two values. That's why it is capable to hold. So this is nothing but the declaration of function pointer. Then we want to make this f2p should points to this sum. So that's why we are mentioning this f2p. Then we are going to call this f2p. As f2p is return, this function sum is returning some values. That's why we need to make this, it should be stored in x variable. Okay, so this is a calling a function by using function pointer, and this is our a general and normal function call, and then we are going to display the values of x and y. We will get the same result of addition. So this is the logic behind it. So here you can do that the function declaration, a pointer to the function declaration and initialization on the same line or on that different line. So we can remove the ampersand from this statement because function statement alone represents the function address. So we can rewrite the same statement like this. Where we have to use such a pointer to the function, means a function pointer over here. So these function pointers are useful when we want to create a callback mechanism. These are specifically used in APIs. Means if you are passing the address of function into the another function. So what is a callback function? In programming language, it is if it is any executable code, that code we want to pass as an argument to the another code. That time we are using that a callback function. These callback functions are mostly used in libraries in API. So where we are going to used by the library creator, and they can be also used by the third person. So at the summary, we can conclude that a function pointer points to a code, not to the data. Typically, a function pointer stores the starting address of our executable code. If we want to make a function pointer, then we need to take care that this braces should be enclosed to this function pointer name. Otherwise, it will be considered as a function returning some pointers. Okay. Now, if we are saying that a function is being defined and we are generally passing the value to that function, that is called as a call by value, means we are calling a function by passing the values. But when we say the call by reference, this indicates that we people are passing the address of that particular variable instead of that variable itself. If you have observed that here in this code that we have been used that two salary and increment are the two variables are there, and here we are going to call a function promotion. Instead of passing the salary directly as it is, we are passing the addresses, means we are getting the passing the indirect reference to of that salary to our calling function. So this is what address is being passed. So that's why in the calling function we must be have a helping hand. But what type of hand it is? It is a pointer, because here we are getting the address of that particular salary. So whatever the changes have been done by this function, it will be permanently done into this calling function. Okay, so this caller function, whatever the changes you have done, they are going to be reflected if we are passing the address. If we are not passing the address, then the changes have been done that are the temporaries. So here we are getting that a permanent changes due to the address is being passed. So if we are the general basic example of our passing call by reference is that a swapping of two numbers. Generally, if we are calling this swapping number and we are passing the values over there, then whatever the swapping have been done, it is a temporary. It will be too limited to this swap number function. It will not change over here. So if you want to make the permanent change, then we need to pass by call by reference concept. So this is regarding with our call by reference. Means we can pass the value to the function by two ways, call by value and call by reference. In the call by value, we are passing the actual values, okay, but whatever the changes have been done into that function definition, these are to that function limited. But if we are saying that the values are being passed by their references, then whatever the changes have been done into that particular function definition will reflect in our calling function. We are also having a one concept is that a function which is returning a pointer. Like a variable, a function can return different types of information like integer, float, character. So we can create a pointer which is returned by that function. The syntax is type, pointer, function name, type 1 and type 2. So this type 1 and type 2 are nothing but the arguments, and this type is indicating that what is the return type of this pointer. So if you look at this example, this indicates that a function c is returns a pointer to integer, and this function c is returns a pointer to double. So if you observe this program, here what we have done, we are having a one pointer, it is small. This is pointer variable. Then we are going to call a check smaller function where we are passing the two variables by their references. So this check small is comparing their numbers, which is the smaller number. Then it is returning a pointer directly. So that's why what type of pointer it is returning? It is returning that integer pointer. That's why we wrote integer star. Then it is returning, and the storing hand will be in the function is again pointer. So we have seen that p is equal to q, means we can assign one pointer value to another value. So like that fashion we are getting that a pointer to a smaller value, and then with help of this pointer we are going to display which is the smaller among these a and b. So like this fashion we are going to conclude the advanced pointer concepts. Thank you. Happy learning.